Hi, my name is Ray Catull, and you may know me from the such projects as... You may also know me as the host of the internet's favorite harness handicapping show, North American Harness Update, which I host with these two guys, Mike Prebosi and Rod Adams Jr. Every Friday from 9 p.m. Eastern, you can catch us talking harness, handicapping harness, and most importantly, having fun with harness. Can we please get this stuff out of my face? Thank you! North American Harness Update, Fridays from 9 on SRN1. Also download Often Pacing and using promo code NAHU200K, start your stable with an additional 200,000 coins. You can also catch show archives and racing analysis over at our website, NAHUPicks.com! Oh.
It's time to break out the lighters for an extra... Ow! Ah! Jeez, that burn! Dang it! Time to break out the lighters for the encore... NAHU Extra. I'm Ray Catolo, up one burnt thumb, joined here by Mike Prebosi, Rod Adams Jr., here to talk about Tuesday racing action from Running Aces Casino and Racetrack while my carpet is on fire. I'll get to that at the end. So, Tuesday at Running Aces has a 12-race program highlighted, or we can say highlighted, by the 9th race, which kicks off the Pick 4 sequence. Races 9 through 12 cover this Pick 4 sequence for the Tuesday program over at Running Aces. And this sequence starts with a non-winners of 3 pacing event for a purse of $7,000. A field of 7 going postward here. Now, this condition was somewhat written to fit in the 7 Major Jesse. So to start things off, Mike, who has no thumbs that are burnt, do you use Major Jesse here?
I don't. I'm sort of against it. I feel like maybe it could be a little overbet. I'm 3 deep. I'll try the 3 Radiant. This horse, kind of had a really tough trip there. That last time was in numbers at 2 and 3, but draws better here. Could be a little bit sneaky, I think, with Longo. The horse has raced well at the level before, and it's typically, leaves itself a little bit too much to do. But some of those races, I think, this horse was against it. The last 2, especially when losing to front-end type horses, I think gets a better pace tonight, shorter field. I'm going to use that one as a price. The 5, because I'm happy, very obvious, gets Lasix, has been, suffering from wide trips while being bet, was less than even money last time, was 2-1 the time before, and really, burnt a lot of money in those races. I think will be better here just by default, gets rid of some of the horses that have been doing well at the level, and needs to be used. Then the 6, Who's Dreaming. This horse, kind of got a pocket trip last time, went around there, lost to Yankee Time, who was sitting on a win, off a 6 scratch. If you look back in late June, early July, this horse was right there, beating a nose at this level. Rick McGee's back on for the 2nd time, probably could know the horse a little better. I would expect the horse to be up front early with a lot of sitters in the race, 3, 5, 6.
Rod, you also don't have thumbs that are burnt. So how do you see this first race unfolding?
No, the rest of my body's burnt.
Didn't ask.
I'm going to the 3 outside horses here. The 5 because I'm happy. Mike touched on this one. Doesn't have any gate speed, which is an issue, but this horse can close as well or better than anybody else in the race. So I think he needs to be used as a likely favorite. The 6, Who's Dreaming, has been pretty sharp recently, and missed a week in between his last 2 starts, her last 2 starts, and still finished 2nd last time. So I'll use, I'm not real big on this one, but, is consistent and hits the board. And then the 7, Major Jesse. This one moves in from non-winners of 1,500 races, 2nd time Lasix, and goes back to trainer Jesse Pacheco, coming in from Hawthorne. Maybe this one improves a little bit with the 2nd time Lasix, and, has won 3 times this year. So I think maybe give this horse a shot, and the price could be a little bit short, but I'm still using because they wrote this horse into the race. So 5, 6, 7.
Now, I once knew a Buddhist monk who burnt off his thumb to achieve enlightenment, so let's just say that this means that I, myself, have an enlightened opinion. I don't think Major Jesse will be a major player here in this race. His lines over at Hawthorne just do not impress at all, and they don't seem comparable to this level, so I'm just going to think this horse is going to be overbet, which makes me want to take my 2 horses even more. Because I'm happy is the obvious one. He's the morning line favorite. He's first-time Lasix, has raced from off the pace in his last couple of starts, and at least has gained ground doing so. He races well at this level, but sometimes he's a little bit too far out of the mix, so given that will probably be the one disadvantage he has here. He might still be able, with Lasix, to maybe get a bit closer to the pace, because he would definitely benefit from that. The other horse I use is the one Zacharias Honor, making his second start off a scratch, so his second start off a 2-week rest. He's back on Lasix, 2 starts back. He lost stride against this level, and he's had some decent miles against this group, but his mile coming back off that layoff is the one that stands out most, coming from off the pace to end up finishing third. The move back onto Lasix is definitely positive. The rail draw is a positive, and the 20 to 1 morning line is even more of a positive. So I'm 1-5 in the first leg of this pick 4 sequence. I think that this sequence then widens a touch in the second leg, of claiming handicap $4,000 to $6,000. We got 1, 2, 4, 7 horses going posted here. I'm 4 deep. Mike, how deep do you go?
3 deep, outside 3. The 4 Ramsey just missed last time off a tough trip. Just
That's
got
the
tired
5.
and got picked off by Argenta. That horse is in this race and is a must-use. That horse finally got a win after 17 losses this year. But I feel like, this horse has a chance to double up just because of the short field. And, the horse is always right there. I think an aggressive drive is probably in order. And then the 6, Bunker Hill Bill, another one with a little bit of a tough trip in that same race last time. These 3, were 1, 2, 3 the last time against each other. I think some version of 1, 2, 3 will occur again. It's just the trip and how it all works out. The 5, 6, 7.
Rod, 5, 6, 7?
Close. I'm going 6 and 7 here. Bunker Hill Bill, I think, is a must-use. Made that bold move last time. Just couldn't get there. Faded a little bit late. And that was off a 3-week layoff, so I think this one needs to be played. Only concern is the horse is 1 for 15 this year, but I think he deserves to take some money and should be right there. And then the 7, Argenta. Mike touched on this one already. Finally got that win, popped his cherry for the season last week, and looks to be in pretty good form still. So I'm going to use him again, and maybe he can repeat 6, 7.
5, 6, 7 are definitely the major players, in my opinion. Just looking off their last line alone, they all showed to be the major contenders at this level last week. I don't see any reason why they won't be this week as well, but they also do have lines prior to that are appealing, such as Ramsey and Argenta and Bunker Hill Bill. So I'm basically just reiterating what I just said, but with different words. I had one horse outside of the 5, 6, 7. That's the 3, Tornado Henry. 2 starts back, raced well from post 7 against this group. Parked to the quarter, went to the lead, but then just gave up because he got tired. But I don't blame him. When I get tired, I don't feel like doing things anymore. But then he came back the week later, rode the rail, came and finished third, just within a length of the lead at the wire. Off a similar trip, I have to think that with the inside draw again, he could potentially be close again, and maybe be a decent price as well. So I'm going to be 3, 5, 6, 7 in this second leg of the pick 4, which means we're on to the third leg of this pick 4, which is the second to last leg of the pick 4. Hope you're following. Non-winners of $3,700 in the last 4, or $700 per start. Also eligible non-winners of 6 or $40,000 lifetime. Also eligible mares in this 11th race. We got 1, 2, 4, 8 horses going postward here, and Mike to the outside. We have a bunch of class droppers. You think that they just dictate the race?
I do, but I'm against the outside horse off the 6 scratch, so I'm going to be 5, 6, 7 again. The 4 drops, 1 at this level, 2 back, and it's a bit every other. This should be an on week. The horse usually when raced up close to the pace has a big chance to trip out and do well. I think we'll be raced that way this time. The 6, Almar Reba Babe, raced very well at the open level. Prior to that was in that Minnesota preferred race against some of these. The horse is sharp enough and, typically launches from the back. It's just a matter of, how it sets up, if he can finish it off, if she can finish it off. I think that she's worth a look here, especially with the sharp as she is. And then the 7, Silver Load. This horse has been racing straight open handicaps for the last 5 starts and getting checks in those races. Has 6 wins this year and, is capable from on or off the pace. So 5, 6, 7.
Hey, Rod. How you doing?
I'm alive.
You hope in this pick 4.
I will be. I'm 3 deep here. The 4, Ideal Jesse, comes off a track record race last week. That made 2 moves there, and just blew by everybody. It was against cheaper, but the horse plays and usually is right there when competing at this level and outdraws the main opponents here. The 6, Almar Reba Babe. Mike basically said everything you need to say about this one. She's been in good form again, and she's been playing kind of hit or miss this season up there at Running Aces. And then the 7, Silver Load, another one. He's right there all the time. A little bit of a disappointing effort last time, but didn't really get his trip. He likes to be up close, or she likes to be up close, and I think Mooney Svensson is going to fire right off the gate and hopefully get a ride on the lead or the 2-hole, depending on what Doug's hobby horse does. So 4, 6, and 7.
My ticket was getting a little too costly here because I went 4 deep in the second leg. So I was between the 5, 6, and 7. I said Almar Reba Derchi to the 6 horse. Throw that one off my ticket. I'm 5-7 then in this second leg. CW Raisinette drops back to a level where she won 2 starts ago. Even though she got a perfect trip to win there, it's not like she can't work out that trip again. She's making her 5th start over here at Running Aces and has since won at this level both times, then stepped up to the Open and crapped out, but steps back down to this level, so could potentially win here again. And if she does, then that means it's a pattern. Silver Load is the other horse I use. She's been racing exclusively at the Open level in this last couple of starts. She also owns a couple track records here at Running Aces and has raced well against the Open ranks, but has seemed to tailed off a touch in her last couple of starts, so maybe this drop in class is what she needs. She definitely has the gate speed to get into positioning, and if she gets into positioning, then she could be in the positioning to win. I have a poster that says that, but it's not in screen. I'm 5-7 in the third leg of this pick 4. Final leg of this pick 4, you guessed it, is the 4th leg. 12th race, non-winners of 3 or 27, 300 lifetime. The second division of this classification. 1, 2, 4, 7, 8 horses going poster here. Mike, how do you cap it off?
3 deep again. The 4, Alamenopi, third back, raced well last time, and should be better, I think, with the third time back. I typically like that angle. Has raced well in those Minnesota type stakes races in the past, and I think that's good enough to win this race. The 6 Yankee time just crushed straight numbers of 3 and 4s, likely favorite, I think, on the front. This horse, I think, raced well 2-back-2 against MT Gunslinger, who just won back again. A must-use. And then the 7, Guns and Money, another one that's right around it, has had bad posts, is stuck outside again, but with an up-close trip, could trip out and, gets a little bit of a driver switch. That might be okay. 4, 6, 7.
Rod!
I'm also 3 deep here. The 4, I think, is a must-use. Going to be the likely favorite here, and I have nothing else to add for that one. The 7, Guns and Money. I like this one. Has been drawn outside every single week. But the horse does play here and gets J.D. Yoder. I think his early speed is his biggest asset, and his current form has been very good. So I think you have to have this one on the ticket at decent value. And then the 8, By His Delight. Tried to press away from him in the third quarter last week and just got tired late. That was not the right move for this horse. I think if he just sits to the 3/4 pole with this filly, she's going to be right there once again. And, she fits in this class. Only issue is the post. So we'll see how he drives her. He could duck her. She's pretty versatile. So maybe he follows up some live cover in here and comes flying by him late. 4, 7, 8.
Well, Mike, you mispronounced the name of this 4 horse.
No,
no, you did. You got to think of like a little child trying to talk to her stepmother about a really important issue. Because the horse's name is actually Ella Minopi.
No,
it's not.
She's trying.
It's saying the alphabet.
No, she's trying to let her stepmother know important information.
No, it's saying the alphabet.
Just finish it, please.
They're one and the same, in my opinion. I'm also
No, they're not.
In this race. Elamino P hopefully does empty herself before the race because you don't want to be running on a full tank unless it's gas. Makes her 3rd start of the year.
Fart jokes.
And improved I'm sorry, Rod, I'm talking, has improved in her 2 starts so far this season. So I got to think if she improves into her 3rd start, she can win this race fairly handily. And if not, Yankee Time has shown decent miles against this group. And by decent, I mean last out annihilated them by 5.5 lengths. The start before that was first over, and then as a result ended up finishing 4th, but still stuck around off that first over trip. And then it was in against tougher horses like Forgive Us Our Zins, Contemporary Legend, other horses that have raced well at this level in the past, but have since moved on to bigger and better class levels. So I'm 4-6 in the last leg of this pick 4, which makes my ticket go as follows. I'm 1-5 with 3-5, 6-7 with 5-7 with 4-6. That's $16 for 50 cents. Mike, your ticket.
3-5-6 with 5-6-7 with 5-6-7 with 4-6-7. It's $40.50.
Rod.
5-6-7 with 6-7 with 4-6-7 with 4-7-8. It's $27.
And if your wrists weren't quick enough to get those numbers down, you can take your time to go over to NAHUpicks.com, where you can find these tickets posted under the Running Aces Selections tab. There you will also find Rod Allums Jr. selections for every race card at Running Aces Casino and Racetrack. If you stick around on the website, you can also see Mike's analysis for Woodbine Mohawk Park. And when the Meadowlands comes back into their racing meet, we will have racing analysis there as well, along with Western Fair District. That has done it for another edition of the NAHU Extra. We are off this week because next week we have 2 shows. We are live from Vernon Downs in Vernon, New York, Friday, August 17th, and 2 days later, we're live from Tioga Downs Sunday, August 19th. So this week's a bye week. It's the Dan Patch Stakes. You'll watch it on your own. You don't need us. But definitely check out NAHUpicks.com. We'll continue updating that site with racing analysis from the racetracks we partnered with. And my carpet so far has burnt to the ground. Goodbye.